We came to party all night long and sing along to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our zone.
What's going on, everyone? RG here, and welcome back to a brand new Sims 4 speedrun on the channel. People, welcome, welcome. I hope you're all doing amazing. And today I've got for you something that is, I think it's the first time that I'm making. Well, can you believe that? Like, the channel is so old by now, like what, 5 years old? Yeah, there was a break in the middle, but still 5 years old channel, and I haven't built a concert stadium or a music concert area. I don't know how to really call it. People calling it in different ways. I actually asked you in a survey, how would you call that? The big majority of you actually called it a concert stadium, so let's go with that for the purpose of the video, so you know what we're talking about. And it's gonna be a biggie one, and yes, it's gonna be functional, and with the brand new expansion pack, businesses and hobbies, you can actually make money from that, but we're gonna get to that later on down the video. But currently, let's crunch some numbers and talk about the build itself, right? Let's start with where have I built it. So I built it, let's see if you can you guess it? Can you guess it based on the location? Okay, I built it in Willow Creek, which is the base game. I'm every time referring it as the green map of the base game, right? Because you have the green map and you have the yellow map, which is Oasis Spring. So this is Willow Creek, the green map of the base game, and it's gonna be a national park, replacing the original national park that is in the base game in that area. It's on a 50 by 50, so you cannot get this wrong where to place it actually. And I do believe that there's only one more 50 by 50 lot on Willow Creek. In that specific map, right? I think it's occupied by a building, like a residential lot, so you don't need to take that down with a big family, right? So this one is literally the national park. You just switch it to this one, like the original one to that one, and you will be able to have some concerts over here. You're gonna be able to bring your Sims over here to have some fun, maybe group activity together, jam together. It's actually super fun. When I was doing like the play testing of this, definitely something to do with a group activity with your Sims. And let's talk about it. The fact that this is still not a thing, that we cannot have bands, right? Like official bands. I'm not talking about bringing your Sims over with like a group of people who are talented in like the music careers, let's call it like that, or music skills, whether it's like guitar, a violin, that's how we call it, piano, etc, etc. So it still kind of amazes me that we still don't have bands, like official bands, but that would be so dope the moment that they will bring like bands into the game, like officially, if they will bring it to the game. Do you want to have bands in the game? I know that many people on other platforms really want to see that happening, so let me know if you are like waiting for that to happen. So this place is going to be perfect for them, but so far you can still come over here with your Sim as a group, jam together, have some fun. Let me know if you notice which band, like a band from real life, were in this cinematic at the beginning. Let's see which one of you managed to put the spotlight on them and know which one were they. But anyway, so this is gonna be the main stage. It's kind of big one. You have like also like sub areas. You see that's one step down to a let's call it like individual mini stages, right? In the middle, of course, there's gonna be like a big piano, like a big wing piano, and on the side it's gonna have some guitars, some violins, and there's also gonna be a drum set. Yes, I said that, but you're gonna need to wait for that to happen, and then I'm gonna refer to that. But yeah, it's gonna be super dope. You're gonna be able actually to use this build once the brand new business and hobby is gonna be out. You can actually buy this lot as, let's call it investment, some sort of a business, just to be the owner of a concert stadium. Let's say it like that, okay? So you will be able to buy this as a businessman or something like that, and there you go. You can see right now that that's the drum set that I made. Yes, people, it is made from scratch, from other items. It is not playable, right? But just for the effect of a big concert stadium, I wanted to have a drum set, so I used that one. And if you're curious how I did that, that is a different topic, okay? But if you want to have it in your game, I do believe that I did that one off camera in another build, and I just like placed this one from a individual room that I saved it to my gallery, and I did upload that drum set to my gallery, people. So if you want yourself to have a drum set in your home, in your build or whatever, you're more than welcome to go to my gallery, download it from there. Just don't take credit for it, okay? Just do me a favor. If you want to use it in one of your builds, it will be appreciated if you're gonna give the credit to me, because, you know, spend some time on it. Anyway, right now, by the way, right now you can see that I'm placing some of those. Those I do believe count as like fog machines, and they coming with one of the party kits. I do believe it's like a party essentials, something like that kit, right? And they didn't work for me when I was doing like playtesting. It just didn't work. There was no like smoking or smoke coming out of it, and it should, I think, pop it out, or it's just like for the name of it. I don't know. You let me know. Are they bugged? Have you tried to? Maybe they're working only indoor. I don't know, but they just didn't work for me, which was a little bit disappointing. But yeah, just letting you know. Another thing that I wanted to point out was the speakers, like where the speakers that you can see, the big giant speakers on the side, right? So I don't know if you know that, but some of those speakers and basically any other electronics in the game, like TVs and stuff, even though on the item in the debug section, or the build by section, more like it, even if it's stated like it's an outdoor thing, right? If it's an outdoor speakers, outdoor TV or whatever, even if it's stated that it's an outdoor, you would expect it, like at least I'm expecting it to actually be able to function under rain, right? Like even though they're getting like wet, they should be able to function outdoor. That's like literally in the name of the item. But no, speakers and TVs and stuff like that, they are getting like basically destroyed or broken under the rain in the game. So that's gonna be a little bit disappointing if you're trying to have a concert in game with all of that big giant stage full of so many electronics, right? However, you're gonna see something really cool in a bit. I kind of came out with some sort of a way to prevent from at least the big screens from getting destroyed in the rain. If you just have a tiny piece of roof on top of them, they are basically saved from a rain. So just for you to know that, always put them underneath a tiny piece of ceiling, and they will not be affected by the rain and will not be destroyed. So just like a built-in tip for you if you didn't know that. Now, right here, you can see that we're making the sitting area, one of them at least. There are gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4 seating areas. And I was trying to do like differences in like levels, as you can see, because like of course the first one are like they have like clear view, and the other one at the back you don't want them to basically cannot see the concert, because basically all the seating area in front of them kind of blocking the view, right? So they're just a little bit levitated up, so they have a easier way to see the concert. Now, one thing that you need to know, that because the other side of the seating area is literally a copy of this thing, so I just cut it off from the speed build because it was completely repetitive, just different colors. I really wanted to give the idea of like, you know, when you're getting yourself like a ticket, so they're telling you go to section C green or section C yellow or something like that. So the seated area, just like over here, there you have like colors. Same goes to the other side of the concert stadium, on the other side, that the one that I cut off from the speed build just to save some time. So the only difference is going to be basically the color of those of those seating area. Now, to be honest, when I was creating those seated area, one of the things that was the main focus was this object right now, because I saw that, and I do believe that it is coming from For Rent. Is it from For Rent? I think it's coming from For Rent debug section. But take it with a grain of salt. I'm not quite sure if it's For Rent or maybe Love Struck, one of those. And I wanted it to be kind of some sort of a shade, you know, for the seated area as the main pole that around it there are gonna be like light units, just like what you see right now. So that was like the thing that I had in mind when creating those seated area, and that was like the main beautiful object that was kind of everything was built around it in my mind, of course, even though you just saw it being placed like the last object, but still in my mind that was the main thing. So you're gonna see those shaders, let's go like that, spread around the seated area, all around the concert area, and yeah, right now we're making the golden ring, what you're gonna call, right, which is the more expensive section where people who want to spoil themselves or just have the money to get to themselves a more comfy seated area. That is the golden ring right here, which also gonna contain some champagne and stuff like that. And you know, one thing that I wanted to do is actually to add a little bit different tiny deets inside of it, which is the fact that the items that people kind of left over here or forgot are more expensive than the items that you're gonna find on the normal seated area. So you're gonna see like fancy bags and some other stuff that are a little bit more expensive, you know, just to give you those tiny details that makes the build much more interesting and also diverse, right? Not the same things are being forgot over here, but over here, but different ones are like fitting to the people who are visiting the area, right? So yeah, that's the golden ring, and there we go. You can see right now a more expensive bag and stuff. But yeah, so that's it, and this is the build. And while you can see it being created, I want to point out some other stuff. So one thing that I wanted to talk about is, did you finish already the Blast from the Past event? I think right now it's like week 4. Sadly, I haven't finished it yet. I do have like to do the last one, right? Just like everyone that can do it. I kind of missed the 3-week. However, to be honest, the stuff that I could like you could get from it, I think it was like more of a clothing, right? Nothing that I was so hyped about, so I'm not that sad about it. But I really want to get the cake with the jumping off, right? Maybe I'm gonna make a build around it. If you think about it, that can be like either something for adults, let's say like that, or maybe like a bachelor party or something like that. You know where it's going, right? When someone is popping out of a big giant cake. So maybe I'm gonna do something like that. Let me know what you think, if I should do it, something like that. I already made like a woohoo motel, so you're not gonna be surprised by stuff that I'm creating, right? So yeah. And one thing that I want to point also regarding the build right now is that I did some micro changes, of course, off camera, because when I'm creating something and recording it, sometimes I'm actually under the pressure of the recording, right? Because I don't want to end up with like so much footages to edit. So sometimes after you know, like shutting down the recording button, and by the way, right now it's like the big screens that I told you with the ceiling that prevent it from being destroyed, so you can see it right now. But sometimes when I'm recording, and because I'm like under the pressure of recording, I'm kinda not completely thinking creative. You know what I mean? My creativity is actually more flowing when it's off camera. So sometimes I'm doing some micro adjustments to the build, and that's why sometimes what you see over here is not exactly what you're gonna get, but if something, you're gonna get more stuff in it. And for the record, right now you can see that I'm placing like those, let's call it like concert, I don't know how they call it, like posters all around, and the one that like the purplish is the main one right now, like a music festival, something like that. So yeah, and there are gonna be 2 more dope sections in this build. One of them is gonna be the signature signing area, let's go like that, for fans, that fans can come over and stand in a line and get like a signature on their on the album or on the what it's called, like posters or whatever. And the other one is gonna be the trailer of the stars that's arriving, and yeah, and of course there's gonna be also like a ticket area, which is gonna be in the front of the whole build. And that's, by the way, speaking of that ticketing buying section, that is exactly where you're supposed to add, okay, once the new businesses and hobbies expansion pack gonna come to us. You just need to add that fee machine, I think it's called, like the fee machine, where people actually need to pay money in order to access right? They need to access your business. So that's where you need to place those fee machines. You can place them next to the gates. You can see that in a bit. Maybe I'm gonna point that out in real life time. But yeah. So right now you can see the basically the area where the stars are coming and the trailer is parked, and where they can get themselves like some of the makeup on and get some interviews for some news or whatever or something like that. So yeah, I really was trying to add some tiny details who are kinda similar to real life stuff to make this build pop and feel like a real thing and not just another concert stadium. Let me know if I managed to do that in the comment section down below. Now, I don't know if you noticed that I also placed some fireworks around the main stage, and to be honest, when I was playtesting it, I was kinda annoyed because I don't know if you know that, I don't know if you played with fireworks in the game, but if you want to activate those fireworks, you need to do that manually. Now imagine that you have so many. Right now you can see it over there on the left. You can see, there we go, on the left. You can see that there are fireworks next to the big giant light beams, right? I don't know if you ever played with the fireworks, which are extremely fun, and they coming with city living, I want to say. I think, I'm not quite sure. But if you want to activate them, it's manually. Each one of them, your sim need to go over there and activate it, and then there's gonna be like splash in the sky and stuff. But why haven't they added like a system, you know, like automatic system that your sim can, I don't know, press a button on the phone or something, and they're like electronically being activated, and then literally all the fireworks on the lot will basically start firing themselves in a sequel or something like that. You can like set them as this one is the first one, that's the second one, or something like that, and basically the whole lot will actually lit with those firecrackers. So I really wish that they will add something like that. I don't know if you actually did it one time, but I did it off camera, of course. That was like so. I was trying to break my game, and it's kind of hard to break my game because my PC is a gaming PC, is a very beefy one. But I placed so many fireworks on a 64x64 lot in Del Sol Valley on the one of my favorite maps, if you're asking me, on the top of the hill over there looking at the city, right? And then I set one on fire, and literally the whole lot almost exploded from the amount of fireworks that were there. But yeah, I just wish that they could have added more of like, I don't know, remotely ignited fireworks or something like that. I really wish that they would have done this. Let me know if you want to have something like that, because setting them up for builds like this, when you want to have fireworks, right, at the end of the show or in the middle of the show, you want to have like sequeled fireworks shooting into the sky, something like beautiful going on, and making the perform even more, I don't know, beautiful and big and majestic or whatever. So you could actually activate them like remotely and don't need your sims go manually and activate them. That would be dope. So maybe one day they will do that. I don't know, but who knows? Anyway, this is like the last area of the sitting area. So because it's again repetitive, so as you can see, I just skipped that thing. I literally just did the same thing that I did with the other seated area, and just added those shades over there. And right here is the signing area for the, you know, like albums and the posters, and that's where basically the fans can come over and get a sign. And just to add a little bit more tiny details to those tiny deeds, people, tiny deeds, just to add a little bit more of those. I used one of the items that you can find. I do believe it was not even the live edited objects section. It's the debug section, I think. And you can see them, not now. Now, there we go. You can see them right now. Those are the pictures from the Get to Work pack of the officer branch. So I don't know if you know that. Those are supposed to be like evidence, right? So I placed them over there, and I even added like those Polaroid, I think they call Polaroid camera, one of there. I think in a bit you're gonna see me adding the Polaroid camera over there, because I thought it's a nice touch for basically fans to be able to take a picture on the spot with their favorite band and get it signed on the spot, right? So that was the idea about it, and right now it's gonna happen. There we go, the Polaroid camera over there. And basically those pictures that you can see over there is like picture that being signed by the band, the fancy artist or whatever. So yeah, I really had so much fun creating this build, and I wanted to recreate it for such a long time. So I'm actually super happy that I managed to do it. And to be honest, I think that there are some builds in the game that only at some point of time they are more, I don't know how to describe it. It's more possible to create them. And maybe it's just good that now I created it, because there's so many items that came to the game with the time, right? Like with the years, that actually made this build look so good, in my opinion, of course. And yeah, one thing that you're probably not gonna be happy to hear, but I was like, for years actually, from the beginning of it, I was recommending that pack to get, is the Journey to Batuu, which is the Star Wars pack. Now, I was recommending, hear me out, okay? Hear me out before you're scrolling and leave a comment that is like, no, I'm not gonna do that. Wait, hear me out. That pack, it's a game pack, right? Is it a game pack or a staff pack? It's a game pack, I think. So that pack has such a good building items in it. You would be amazed. From cables to other objects like really good chairs. By the way, all of the seated area over here, all of the seats over here from that pack. If you don't have that pack, you're gonna have an empty stadium. And why? Because those chairs just look so good. And they actually look and resembling like real chairs from stadium, from soccer fields, from concert stadiums like that. And that is why I used them, because they look like the base area of those chairs. Actually, it's like it's bolted into the ground. It just look like those seats from the real life stadiums. You know what I mean? So I recommended that pack. I'm not a big fan of Star Wars. Those who are, don't kill me. I'm not a big fan of that. However, the pack itself for building is just way too good. And right now on the left side over there, you can see that there's like a handicap parking spots. By the way, people, you can get that also on my gallery as a room if you want to use it in your builds. I don't know if I told you that. I think I did. I think I mentioned it one time. My father actually was a handicapped person. His leg was disabled, and he had a polio when he was young. So he actually was parking on those, and I actually did that as some sort of a tribute to my father. And from time to time in my creations, not in all of them, but from time to time in my creations, I'm using that parking spot just to, you know, like put it out there. So people will remember that it's over there. And as you can see, there is even someone that was a little bit annoying and an MF person that parked his vehicle badly, semi on that parking spot. Don't do that in real life. Anyway, if you want to get yourself that parking spot, you can get it also as a room on my gallery. Don't forget RGeetect, just like the name of the channel. Yes, it sounds like architect. That was the whole idea about it. So yeah, RG is like the name of my friends, referring me to. So RGeetect. Anyway, same goes to my gallery. Same name as the channel. Very simple and very easy to find me. One thing that I want to mention again, people, because I noticed that some people kind of referred that to me on other platforms. And sometimes also on the gallery, I noticed that people saying that they're like the build that they were trying to download from my gallery crashed their game or something like that. People, I'm guaranteeing you that it's not crashing your game. There is one big problem with downloading stuff from the gallery directly in the management world into lots. Okay, you don't want to do that. That is a problem that many players experiencing. If you want to download creations that are big, either in size or details, you don't want to download them from the world management. You want to download them directly from the lot that you want the creation to be on. So you need to go manually to the lot that you want to get the build into, change the type of the lot before placing it from the creator gallery, and only then download it into the lot. And I promise you, all of my creations are still functional, usable, and they will not crash your game. I actually today checked the casino that I made. I even posted a picture of it on Twitter. So, and I know that some people said that it crashed their game. that is the reason. Don't download it from the word management, but only from the lot itself. So that was a very important thing. I cannot stress that enough. I actually also adding those comments over there on the gallery, but just for you to know that. And always, always, always activate all the cheat codes if you're playing on the consoles. My builds are fit to the consoles, but if you're playing on the consoles or you don't own like mods on the PC that can activate all the cheat codes automatically for you, activate the move object code, activate the live edit object and the debug cheat codes before placing any of my creations, okay? And yeah, so right now you can see that we are creating the office area, right? Where basically people buying tickets. And there's also gonna be a tiny area over there for the owner, if of course you want to run it as a business. There you go, right now you can see it. It's a tiny room, it's not like a big one. In my mind, it was supposed to be like a, you know, just like a janitor room or something like that. Somewhere where you can find some stuff that you want to either hold and store, but not really livable one, because the whole idea of this build is that it's not fully businessy thing, right? It's just like if you want to have a crash over here as the business of this place, so you have a tiny room for you, just for you to chill in it, but not really fully live in it, right? And don't worry, there are public restrooms. I did it off camera, and you're gonna find them in the final version of it. So yeah. So your Sims Rockstar just did a stage dive from this concert stadium stage. Now he needs a treatment? Get him to this hospital I made in The Sims 4 without CC and without mods. And until next time, keep that Sims party going for me. RG out.